Hey guys, and welcome to my channel where we'll explore topics about financial freedom, personal finance, and streams of income. And one way or another, we're going to end up talking about optimizing spending and saving money. And one of the biggest offenders that puts a dent in our wallet every month is your cell phone service. And you may be overspending and you don't even know it. And I wasn't going to talk about this topic until we go deeper into finances, but there's such a great limited time deal going on right now that I just had to share it with you guys. And we're going to talk about Mint Mobile. And I've been using their services for 2 years now. And no, I'm not sponsored by them. I'm just a customer. And just to give you guys some context, I've been able to save 600 bucks every year since I switched from my previous service to Mint. But your mileage may vary. But I've used that money that I saved to put back into my business, whether it's resources that I need to run my business, like web hosting services, or advertisements to help promote my business. But honestly, you can do whatever you want with the money you saved. But a lot has changed since I first joined, and I figured an update would be fitting. So, what is Mint Mobile? Mint Mobile is an MVNO, which stands for Mobile Virtual Network Operator, and all it means is that a MVNO don't own their own wireless network infrastructures like cell towers and such. Instead, they use voice and data service operators to deliver service to you. For instance, Mint Mobile uses T-Mobile's network, and this allows Mint Mobile to give the savings over to their customers. So if you're currently a T-Mobile customer, you can expect the same quality of service if you switch to Mint, minus some of the bells and whistles from T-Mobile, like maybe T-Mobile Tuesday deals. Mint Mobile is currently owned by the actor Ryan Reynolds, which is pretty cool, and from a marketing perspective, it's a pretty big deal. But what's important here is the value proposition you get from switching to Mint Mobile, which, by the way, they are currently offering an extra 3 months of service absolutely free when you purchase any 3 month plan. And on top of that, if you use my referral link in the description below, you get an extra $15 added to your account that you can use when it comes time to renew your service. This promotion will be ending on January 2nd, 2021, and it might get extended, but only time will tell. Alright, so let's talk about Mint Mobile service features. All their plans include unlimited text and talk. They also include free 5G and or compatible 4G LTE and whichever signal is stronger that you might have access to. And it's funny that they have to express that their 5G is included in their plan because 5G speeds are fairly new to customers and not all phones have that ability to have 5G. And a lot of other service carriers actually make you upgrade to a more expensive plan to be able to use 5G. You get free calls to Mexico and Canada, which is nice. You also get free mobile hotspot, which is capped at whatever data speed plan that you chose. But for some odd reason, the unlimited plan is capped at 5 gigs. So if you use mobile hotspot frequently, then this is something that you need to be conscious of, which I do find kind of weird. I mean, if you're paying for the top tier service, the amount of hotspot should be equal, if not higher than the tier below, which I think is 12 gigs. But that's just my thought on it, and hopefully they make adjustments to it. You get a free 3-in-1 SIM card, which some carriers do charge you for this. It's not a big deal, but it's worth mentioning. And Wi-Fi calling and text in case you run into areas that have bad reception, but Wi-Fi is available, so you can take advantage of that and make your calls and texts through that. But most carriers also offer this as well. And you can either purchase a new phone from them with some finance options available, or just bring your own phone. You just have to make sure that if you do bring your own phone, you have a compatible phone and it's unlocked. And you can find more details by going over to Mint mobile site right here, and you can click on phones and select bring your own phone in the drop down here. And let's say if you scroll down a little bit, you can verify compatibility by brand and model, or just put in the IMEI number, which is the best way to do it. I highly recommend you check compatibility regardless of whatever carrier you decide to bring your own phone to, because there's nothing worse than putting in that SIM card just to find out that it's just not usable. This isn't as common of an issue as it used to be, but it's better to be safe than sorry. So just take a few minutes to verify. It could save you a lot of headache later. And you can see the instructions on how to find your IMEI number right down here. Most of the time, if you have a phone that's already paid off, then it might be unlocked. But if you're still making payments on it, then it's most likely not unlocked. And every carrier has their own policies, so it's best to contact your current carrier to verify and unlock your phone before switching over to Mint, or any other service for that matter. Alright, so now let me give you a breakdown of the plans that they offer. The way they structure their plans differ than how it's traditionally offered from other carriers. One of the reasons they can provide you the cheap prices for the same quality of service as the competitors is because you can only purchase their services in bulk and upfront. So no monthly plans available here, and no contracts, and no physical stores. But it's because of these savings that Mint Mobile is able to provide service to you at a fraction of the cost. If you take a look at the screen, I made it easier for you to compare. You have three bulk purchasing options. Their service can be bought in bulk durations of 3 months, 6 months, and 12 months. And each of these plan durations come in 4 data allowances per month. You can choose between 3 gigs, 8 gigs, 12 gigs, and they recently added the unlimited plan, which was missing in their lineup compared to the other competitors, which makes their service even more compelling and feels more complete. And speaking of additions, they also added Mint Family, which is a feature that allows you to connect individual accounts to one account. And that account can manage up to 5 different accounts, which you can make payments to all accounts and allot data allowances. This isn't a family plan in the traditional sense, but I think this is just Mint Mobile saying, hey guys, we don't have an explicit family plan yet, but this is the next best thing that simulates a family plan that you can use for now. And I get it. Their business model is not very traditional, so they might need to revamp their service plan structure to be able to include a family plan. And I'm not sure if it's not easy, but my guess would be as good as yours. But I think it's a step in the right direction. The main difference is the pricing and data from each plan duration that you choose. The longer the plan duration, the more of a discount you're going to get for the same quality of service, minus the data limitations, of course. One thing I want to point out is the prices that you currently see for the 3 month plans up here are intro prices only. The regular monthly price is right underneath that if you choose to renew for another 3 months. And now would be a good time to take a quick break and click that like button and subscribe to my channel. And just remember, your clicks means a lot in supporting this channel, so thanks in advance. So which plans should you choose? For you to be able to make the best choice, you need to understand your usage. And the best way to figure this out is by checking your usage over time. You can do this by logging into your service provider's website or app, and every provider will usually put it somewhere different, but there should be a section where you display your usage over time. The alternative, and probably the easiest way, is to just check on your mobile device. And different device manufacturers put it in different place, but you usually find it in your settings and then probably in your cellular settings or usage settings. So just an example, I'm going to use my Samsung phone here, and all I need to do is swipe down from the top and then select the little gear icon up top here. And this will take me to my settings, and I'll just select the connections tab and then select the data usage tab. And it's going to display my current month of usage. And if you scroll down here and select mobile data usage, and also if you select these dates here, you can see that allows me to view not only my data usage for this month, which is still early in the current month, so not much data is being used yet, but it allows me to view the last 4 months as well. And sometimes you'll see more months depending on the phone manufacturer. So obviously I didn't use that much data in the last few months. 2020 has been a pretty hectic year, but anyway, you can see that I used barely anything this month so far, and 418 megabytes in November. Let's see here, we'll have 1.6 gigabytes in October, and over here to 586 megabytes in September, and 6.5 gigabytes in August, which is higher than my average usage, but I traveled that month and I didn't have access to Wi-Fi. And if you scroll down a bit on each of these time frames, you can see which app uses the cellular dialer for that month. So keep in mind that sometimes the usage is not completely accurate, but it would be close enough to give you a good estimate. And with that data, I should be able to make an informed decision on the plan that fits my needs. But before the pandemic, I can tell you that on a normal month, I would typically use between 4 to 5 gigabytes of data, and that's why I chose the 8 gig plan. Now, I could switch to the 3 gig plan and save myself $5 a month, but I anticipate everything to go back to normal soon, so I opted not to switch. And I do travel enough where I don't have access to Wi-Fi that I can justify keeping the 8 gig plan. And the average person in the US uses around 6 to 7 gigabytes per month, just some food for thought. And if you do use up your data limits, you can always, still do stuff. It will just be extremely slow. And alternatively, you can always buy more data instantly on the app. So the next question you probably have is what type of usage can you expect if you choose an 8 gig plan? And here's a screenshot of one of my past months that I barely went over the 8 gig allowance. And it's not an exact science, but here's an average of things that I used that caused me to go over my data allowance. But it gives you an idea what you can do with 8 gigs of data. And obviously, I have other apps that use data as well, other than the ones you see on screen anyway, but these are the ones that use most of my data. So let me explain the non-streaming apps that I was using because these numbers probably won't make much sense if I don't. So my second largest data usage is Facebook, which is pretty similar to the other apps on this list in that it doesn't consistently use data, unlike streaming apps like YouTube, which uses data consistently. It only pulls data when it needs to, like downloading images on a page or just to check your location. And as you can see, you can get a lot done with 8 gigs a month. Now, if you're always on the phone watching videos and playing games, then 8 gigs is not enough to make it last the whole month. So you might want to opt for the 12 gig plan or the unlimited plan. And your mileage may vary from the apps and the phone features that you use, but you get the idea. And while we're on the subject of data, I want to clear up a misconception. People seem to think that 5G uses more data than 4G or LTE, and that's just not true. 5G or 4G is just the speed at which your content gets delivered or sent out. It has nothing to do with the data usage. If you view a video on YouTube, whether you're using 4G or 5G to view it, it uses the same amount of data. And there's more to the technology than that, but that's what you need to know when it comes to data usage. So, should you make the switch? Look, I'm not going to sit here and tell you that it's going to work for you because, for one, it depends on the services available in your area or not. But if you're already a T-Mobile customer, then there's a good chance that Mint will work just as well for you in your area. Second, it depends on the phone you have. Some phones have better receptions than others. And third, everybody's situation is different. Maybe you already have a company phone and you just don't need a reason to switch. And these concepts not only apply to Mint Mobile, but it also applies to any wireless carrier that you want to switch to. And I'm not saying that Mint Mobile is perfect either. Their customer service could be better. I mean, I don't use their customer service often, but when I do, it does take longer than expected to get connected to someone. And I haven't needed them lately, so I haven't been able to tell if they improved since then or not. But that's just my experience thus far. Their app and website does not do a good job of tracking your past data usage. It only shows the current month. And even though they're able to add individual lines to manage it from one account, they do not have a dedicated family plan. But I have a feeling like this is something that they may be adding in the future. But honestly, these are only small issues that can easily be overlooked by the value of the service. But that's just my personal take on it, and I'd like to see those get improved upon. And I get it, guys. It's hard to end a relationship you had with a carrier that you've been with for a long time, and they have treated you well. I was like that too. I've been with T-Mobile for years and I had no issues whatsoever. And before that, I was with AT&T, but I had to leave that relationship because it was just too costly. But for my situation, it was better for me and my family to switch to Mint Mobile. Breaking up is hard to do, but it had to be done for the greater good. And only you can decide what's best for you. I'm only here to give you an option. And no matter how great the company is or how awesome their service is, it doesn't mean much if their service doesn't work well in your area. Just because it works well for me doesn't mean it'll work well for you. And I don't want you guys to sign up and have a bad experience. And that's just not cool. And that's why I encourage you to try out their 7-day risk-free trial because you can put in their SIM card in your phone and test out their service. This way you can get an accurate feel for their service in your area. And sure, you could use their coverage area checker, but nothing beats actually trying it out for yourself. And if you still don't like it, then they'll give you a full refund. No harm, no foul. And on that note, if you want to start the 7-day free trial, you need to purchase the starter kit for $5, but sometimes you can find it for $2 in places like Target. And I think the last time I seen it at that price was during the Thanksgiving holiday. And back when I started, I could get the starter kit for free, but I get it. Things do change. If for any reason you don't like their service, just request a refund within the 7-day period, and they'll refund the money to you, minus the shipping and handling. But if you do decide to continue with the service, then they may add that amount into your account when it comes time to renew, but I can't confirm if they still do that anymore. It also gets kind of cloudy on the refund policy when it comes to buying the kit from a third-party vendor like Target, but I did see Best Buy being stated on Mint Mobile's website as the place to go to buy a starter kit in store. It's just best to buy directly from Mint and then wait for them to ship it to you. Usually it takes a couple of days to get it in the mail. So this is what I recommend to get the absolute best value for your service. First, use my referral link in the description below and get 15 bucks added to your account when you register. It might take 2 weeks until you actually see it into your account. Then, request for the starter kit to try the 7-day free trial to see if Mint Mobile services work in your area. And if you like their service and want to continue, then buy the 3-month plan of your choice, and then you'll get 3 more months of service for free. That's 6 months worth of service for the price of just 3 months, or whatever promotion they have at the time, because most likely the promotion is going to be better than the regular price anyway. And right before the promotion ends, if you still like and still want to continue their service, then go for the 12-month plan if you want the best discount for your service. And this is also where you'll be able to take advantage of the $15 promo you got from using my link. And I think that covers most of the important parts, and I'll probably do a video to compare Mint Mobile to other competitors, but I'm just not quite sure yet. At the very least, I'll probably make an article that showcases that, so head on over to my website to see that and probably some other related articles. But Mint Mobile is clearly the winner for me, and since I switched to Mint, I've been able to save a lot of money, and I've been able to use that money to improve on my business needs. And that totally outweighs some of the negatives I mentioned earlier. And just imagine what you could do with the money you saved if you switched to Mint. And I don't have to disclose this since this is not an affiliation, but I want to be transparent with you guys as much as possible. I do receive compensation if you use my referral link through the referral friend program. And it's not direct payments, but it helps keep my service instated. So if that's something that you're interested in, then you can take advantage of that as well, like inviting your friends and family. But I am working on joining an affiliate program, so you may see an affiliate program in the future. And if you like this type of content, then hitting that like button will go a long way in supporting this channel. And feel free to subscribe to the channel and hit that notification bell so you know once my next video gets released. I hope that you found this video was helpful, and as always, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.